Like most other countries, Japan was hit badly by the Great Depression of the 1930s. At this time, in 1938, an expert auto mechanic in the city of Hamamatsu started a little factory to manufacture piston rings for motor car engines. His intention was to sell the piston rings to Toyota. He labored night and day, even slept in the workshop, always believing he could perfect his design and develop a quality product. Finally, the day came when he completed his piston ring and was able to take a working sample to Toyota. Toyota rejected his creation, saying that the rings did not meet their standards. He suffered ridicule when the engineers laughed at his design, but he refused to give up. Rather than focus on his failure, he continued working toward his goal. He went back to school to study metallurgy and learn how to work with metal. After 2 more years of struggle and a redesign of his product, he finally won a contract with Toyota in 1940. However, at this time, the Japanese government was gearing up for war. With the contract in hand and factory built, he was ready for production, but the factory was bombed twice. Also, steel became unavailable. Was this the end of the road? No. He started collecting surplus gasoline cans discarded by US fighters. Gifts from President Truman, he called them. And they became the new raw material for his rebuilt manufacturing process. But then, an earthquake destroyed the factory. After the war, an extreme gasoline shortage forced people to walk or use bicycles. Riding his bicycle to work was too slow, so he built a tiny engine and attached it to his bicycle. People in his neighborhood were impressed and wanted one too. So he started working on small bicycle engines. Unfortunately, the first models were too bulky to work well. So he continued to develop and adapt. Finally, the small engine named the Super Cub became a reality and was an outstanding success. Having achieved success in Japan, he then began exporting his Super Cub motorcycles to Europe and America. The story does not end there. In the 1970s, there was another gas shortage and automotive trend shifted to small cars. Expert in small engine design, his company started making small cars, smaller than anyone had seen before, and rode another wave of success. He was Soichiro Honda. Today, Honda Corporation is one of the world's largest automobile companies. Honda succeeded because one man made a truly committed decision, acted upon it, and made adjustments on a continuous basis. So, what can we learn from the life of Soichiro Honda? Okay, he was committed, he was hardworking, but what differentiated him the most was his capability to adapt to the situations. When there was shortage of steel, he used gasoline cans discarded by US fighters. When he saw a surge in demand for motored bicycle, he started manufacturing that. When he saw an opportunity, he started manufacturing small cars. So, he didn't run away from challenges, but adapted to those challenges, and in the end, used those challenges to his benefit and achieved the success we all know. The environment around us is constantly changing, including innovations, friends, employment, and moving to a different location. Those who accept and excel at adaptation have smoother transitions, while others struggle. There is only one way to survive and thrive when faced with circumstances out of our control and for which we are unprepared. Adapt. And that brings to us our 33rd cheat code of life. When something goes wrong in your life, make adjustments. Just yell, plot twist, and move on. We cannot say whether things will get better if we change. What we can say is, they must change if they are to get any better. As quoted by Charles Darwin, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one that is most adaptable to change.